getting bits and pieces. And a thirsty ground needs some water. So we're not complaining about anything. So we're not complaining because right now it's not raining, but it's a beautiful day, and prayerfully it will be one all day long. We have work to do because I was inside, but still, a lot of the people who come from outside to in, and too much rain would probably stop some people from showing up. And we don't want that. We want people to be able to come here to the Holistic Health Service and see what we have to offer in the way of building up your health, and see what other niceties we may be able to lay on you. Anyway, as usual, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and that's with Dr. Rabb. And if you aren't looking or aren't listening to the programs that we do, you can always go to the Facebook or YouTube and learn some of the things that we're doing, and some of the things that we are putting out there, that you can do some positive things with your health. It's not a day go by that we don't have people that show up for one thing or another, or they call in, and often there's a lot of misinformation or lack of information, and so we are in the mode of passing out those things so that everyone that wants to do better will be able to do that. Because if we just keep going down the bunny trail and putting all the wrong things in our body and not getting proper rest, and a lot of positive things that to have for you to have a positive life, a positive lifestyle. And so we just want to make sure that we share the message here, and hopefully it will cascade to others in other areas of even in the world. We don't matter. We don't care. We just want to know that we have some people out there who have some issues, and that they're attempting to get their health back. And it's not a hard thing to do. Sometimes it is. It depends on the things you do, and the things you like to do, and the things that you think you can't get away from. All of those can cause you to have problems in your inner workings of your body. But cleaning up the system is one of the major things that we should be doing. It can be a spring clean, it can be a winter clean, it can be whatever, as long as it's something you're doing to help yourself. And as I say, we hear from people, quite frequently, and we hear the stories, and how they are having certain issues, and some are really looking for help, and others are looking for something that they can do without putting in too much work. And so my suggestion to you is, if you have a problem and you don't know what's going on with you, then you should really be seeking someone that can assist you and put you on the right track. Because if you keep doing the wrong things and getting this, the same results, then that's, insanity. You want to make sure that you're doing something to build up instead of something that's breaking down. And I know a lot of people like to eat what they like to eat. We hear it. I don't listen to it. It's their business. If they want to eat all of the things that are not good for you, then that's up to the individual. If you're a person that's attempting to create a healthy body, then we have some things that we can put in your window of life, and you can actually make those changes if you care to. It's up to you to do the do. If you want to be healthy, you have to do some healthy things. And so the Holistic Health Service, Dr. Rabb's Holistic Health Service, we've been right here on this spot for 20 plus years. I don't know the exact number, but it's into the 20s. And prior to that, we were over in Los Angeles, there for many, many years. So the overall tenure of here within this community is very close to 50 years now. I know it's way up in the 40s. So it may not be 50 yet, but it's getting real close. And my number 80 birthday tells the story too, because I started in this process in my kind of late 30s, the latter 30s, because I was getting closer to 40, but I hadn't gotten to it yet. So it's been a while. Have met lots of people all over the place, and I've traveled a lot. And if not for certain situations, I'd probably be traveling more now. But, we can't always do what we want to do the way we want to, as long as we can do something that's positive and it reaches out to people who need assistance, need help, or willing to do something, then that's a good place to be. So, age is all at some point in your life, if you live long enough, the age will catch up to where you're not going to be as agile as all the time as when you were much younger. But there's still opportunity to share knowledge and just reach out to people who maybe have an interest in learning how to be healthy, because that is the thing that we need to do. We need to learn how to be healthy, how to keep our bodies in good stead and keep it healthy and wealthy, and we can be wise. So keep that in line, keep that in mind and in line, that you desire to be healthy. And again, give it this little tidbit here: Facebook and YouTube. Both of those are on the air, and I'm the person who's will do the talking on there, and you can find some information on there that can help you go the right way. Even in the facility right now, we have something going on all around the clock, really, and it has some music. It has a lot of things from people like Nat King Cole and a host of people that, if a lot of you may know about or know who they are, and they're doing music, and it's really lively. It's some good things going on if we just keep our eyes and ears open to see what's happening. So Dr. Rabb and Facebook and YouTube, you can replay what we talk about each day, each Wednesday, because our goal is to wake up some sleeping people that need to get their health back. No one wants to be sick, but we get a lot of people that call in that have various issues, and some of them are trying to tell you what they don't want to do or want to do. And not that I'm real short, but if a person doesn't have time to learn how to help themselves when someone is trying to teach them, then you move to the next person. But as far as people, period, we love people. I'm also people, and so we what we do every day, my assistant and I, we are putting things out there and increasing our cabinets of the things that we put together, and a lot of things that I had been putting together for years and had kind of slowed down or stopped or whatever because of some of the things. Some of it was issue of health, and other was just it just it's got to that point where somebody, we had to have somebody in the house with us, with me anyway, to keep it going. You can't do it, you can't do it by yourself, but with some good help, you can rock and roll. And so we're going down the road right now, and we're adding things. And I have a wonderful young lady that's part of the program, and so we're making some steps, and they're not weak steps. They're good steps. They're things that are happening, and we have just have more that we want to do, fill these shelves as they once were. Because there was a time when I did a lot of traveling. I don't do that now, but I was all over the place, and I had folks that were here working while I was gone. I went all over the United States and out of the United States and Canada and wherever. And I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun. Met a lot of people, and some of them we still run into to this day. But in a lot of the countries that I went out of the country, you don't see them. But I know the number of times that I went to Canada, it was always pleasant, and the people were always happy to see you. And so it was also good in other places, but some of them just weren't as far away. Especially that one I went to Spain. That was a great trip, and we saw some wonderful things. But that wasn't one that we, went to more than once. We went there one time. Some of the other other things that were closer to our proximity, then we would see them maybe more than once. Because in the United States, I was I was moving down into the Southland because that's where I grew up in Jenkinsville, South Carolina, and still have family there to this day. And they are not working on the farm as they used to. One of my sisters still lives in the house where we all grew up, and she's doing fine. She's the baby, and so the beat goes on. The beat goes on. I don't get to go down that way as much as I used to, but I still have plans for doing that. And of course, we can talk over the phone and do that a lot. We can do a lot of that chattering, but it's always nice to return to the place of your birth and see some of the people who are still around. You can say howdy to them and hug the family, and just camaraderie. That's all about, especially family. If you're a close knit type family, then usually there's a bit of traveling to and fro to visit. And there's still some things that I would love to do, but the vision issue slowed me up for a while, and I've got part of that straightened out. And as soon as the other one straightens out, then who knows, we may get on the road again and follow, just show up for some folks and let them know that, hey, we're still here. So if you still need some assistance, you know how to call. We still have the same phone number that we've had for some years, and we still love people. So that part didn't change. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's a sunshine day. At least I can see through them umbrellas up in the skylight. the skylights. That's what they are. And so it's and when I walked upstairs to come here, it was very bright. So maybe we'll have just a beautiful day today, and the waters will hold back for a bit. But every now and then you have to have some. You got to have some water. If no wet, then we can't grow our plants and do the things that we like to do. While we are moving around the cosmos. So one of the things that today that I'm going to do a little bit about. I meant to bring a couple books up here, and it's a mistake because I didn't. So I have to talk it out and not read it. But I have so many books that give you a lot of different knowledge. You hear me periodically talk about Harvey and Marilyn Diamond, and the three cycles of the body, and there's so many others books. Dr. Gary Null, I was looking at his book yesterday, looking at a lot of. I mean, it's because a lot of these books are in my closet, and I mean they're crammed in there, inside, outside, on shelves, and there are a lot of them that I probably read one chapter in, and then there's some that I read the whole book. But some of these real large books it take a long time to try to read all of that. But just to go in there and find some of the things that you're looking for, that's the beautiful part about it. Those books that I purchased a lot of them. Somebody, I was given a one or two here, just for being somewhere when I would go off to the places down in the Panhandle and down south, and I would go to the different churches, and they would always give me. They want to feed you, and they buy your books if you have them. So everything was copacetic, as they say. It was a good time. It was a good time for running around the country, doing positive things for people, assisting people to learn how to heal their bodies and how to overcome sicknesses and how to stop creating sicknesses. And you see, we still have a lot of that going on, where we've got a lot of fast food places and not enough natural food places that we can use to upgrade our lives, instead of just stopping at any hole in the wall or whatever and grabbing something because you like the way it tastes. Well, see, taste has gotten a lot of people into trouble. And so we recommend that you find out the truth about the things that you're putting in your body, and make sure you're putting something in there the majority of the time that can create life and not, get rid of it or cause it to go in the wrong direction. Life is a precious commodity, people. It's a precious commodity. So whenever you have an opportunity to work on you, to make sure your house is in better order, take it. Take that opportunity to clean up and just bring up your actions on the good side. You don't want to be falling apart, and next thing you know, you're in a hospital trying to get things, and we get these daily where people come in for problems, and some of them come in just because they want to cleanse and they want to do a few things. Some want to lose a little weight, but there are those who are sick and have been for a long time, and some of them still are reluctant to get involved in natural medicine. Well, and they'll tell you, well, I go to my doctor. My doctor does this. My doctor does that. Yeah, find out really what all your doctor does. Get to know your doctor, because if you just show up at a place and you don't know any of the people, and see, I know I just witnessed and experienced something like that. Because my daughter, who's my eldest child, she was the first one, and she's no longer with us because of just some of the habits we go through when we move away. We live in different areas, and the love doesn't stop. But there are times when some will stray away from the things that they should or could, and they do what they like, and they do what they want to do. And at some point, these things can go awry, which it did in this case. But it's always, there's always an opportunity to change something if you open up your heart to do that. Just open up your mind, look at what you're doing.
Just a can.
What?
Look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm I'm looking at some red lights. So I guess it's doing something I'm supposed to be doing here. Anyway, again, what we do here at the Holistic Health Service is provide nutritional things, provide natural, foods that we've. Some of them we grew ourselves. Others, mostly now, we are getting them from the right places. We don't just go out and grab it from somebody on the street or whatever. But you have to get some of your things, like your berries and different things that we use to create products for the people. With a lot of it that we do is done right here, and there was a time when it was a lot more. But as you get a little further up the ladder, you don't do as much manual things as you used to. But it's still fun to dab at it a bit, and do a few things, and just so you didn't lose the knack. And if you need to step up, talk to somebody about it, you just dig deep into your aisles of knowledge, and just share something with somebody. Not browbeat them, but share. Because natural food is the best food for you. I know we get caught up in, we like this, we like that. And so we put a lot of different things into our lives. A lot of them shouldn't be. And because we see a lot of people coming in and out of the facility here, we see basically what a lot of people are doing, and we can even see what they're eating by looking at how they, their body sizes and all those things. And there are those who only want to get one item so they can have a bowel movement, when if you detoxify your body and go through a cleansing process, you can clean the body up. And that's what we need to do. The body needs to be cleaned up, not just one area. And the longer we keep putting things into our body and just packing it down, we're going to have issues. So, this is something that you can do any time of the year. There are some that like to do their spring, in the spring or summer areas or whatever. But if you find yourself in a problem situation and you need to get to work on your body, or find somebody that can, send you some things that you can do to get that body back into proper condition, then you have to do it. You know, don't wait around and say, well, I'm going to do it later. I'll do it this, that. No, a stitch in time saves nine. You need to do it. Do it. They say do it whenever you first realize it. Something isn't right here with my body, so I need to either I got to go to somebody and get some understanding and get some products so I can clean this body up and get all these lumps and bumps from growing larger and larger. Stop my flows of the fluids moving through my body. I need them to continue going, and I need them not to be stored up with a lot of things that are causing problems and are not allowing the fluids to move throughout the body, which they have to. So it's a lot of things that we can do as people to help ourselves. And when you find some, people that are actually doing things and willing to share with you how you can do it, then that's what you should be seeking that. And it doesn't just have to be one place. It's wherever you find people doing positive things and helping you to keep your health up, then you should find a way to spend some time there. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah. Life is a precious commodity, so let's not waste it away while we are here. And there are many of our people in different parts of places that are not up and around like you and I may be. You know, they're bedridden, and a lot of them are ingesting a lot of pharmaceuticals. And so these are the things that we need to spend a lot of time looking at the natural things of life, the plants, the living, the living plants, all of those things that are there for us, not GMO covered because you got things going in there that you don't need into your body. But you want to put things in there things that are healthy and they keep you healthy. So because as long as you have good nutrition and you have your limbs are, you're still walking and you can move around if you want to, or when you want to. We all need to have some movement, and we need to be doing something to keep the body from just storing up. So, you walk a little bit, or you have something, a trampoline, or we have a few, a machine here in the building where we'll allow people to stand on that machine and it bounces you, it rocks, and it helps to strengthen the body. And so there are things you can do. Don't just sit around and in a wheelchair or somewhere else or in a bed. You allow yourself to get down and then you can't get up. So let these things be part of your life while you are healthy. And if we do that old stitch in time save nine that my mother used to always talk about, see, we would never get to the point of where we fall apart. At some point in life, we will close our eyes and go to the next dimension. But while we are walking around and we have our limbs and everything is moving properly, and we're not putting the right things in to keep it stable and keep it going in the right direction, this is when we allow our bodies to break down and just fall to pieces. it's not a nice thing. It's really not a nice thing. So keep in mind that life begets life. And if you want to live to be as they say, a ripe old age, then you got to put some ripe things in your body that are for you instead of just putting a lot of things in your body that you don't need at all. So here we talk about it a lot. We talk about detoxing, and detox is one of the main things we do here, but we have people that do more than detox, but there are a lot of them that need to, because the way some of us eat, we're clogging more stuff, or we're putting more stuff into our bodies that we don't need than the body needs to try to help itself. And that's why I talked to you sometime about Harvey and Marilyn Diamond and the cycles of the body, because it's very important that we eat the right things at the right time, and not forcing a lot of things on the body because it's something you like, and you put it in and it sits in your stomach about 3 or 4 hours before it can move down out of there, and all this time you've had things happen that you didn't need to happen. So that's why we encourage folks to eat the plant. Actually, in the morning hours, you should start off with liquids. Just make you a liquid smoothie, and let that, because if you do it with the berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, if sometimes cranberries, if you do it with things like that, you will have nutritional value. You have things that can actually help clean up the system that you're trying to clean up, and it also helps to feed it. It's not like some of this stuff that we grab off of wherever, things that we love, and we put those into our body and they clog up everything. And so we end up putting something in the stomach that has to be digested for 3 or 4 hours, and and then we're trying to find something else before that time is up. So learn how to do your mornings, up until noon, with things that are easy to digest. So you want to do it with some smoothies that can give you nutritional value, but they won't clog up your body. And when they get to the point of going into the bloodstream, and they go up the limbic system, and then they go to the subconscious mind, and then out into the conscious mind, and then into the body. And that's where the good stuff happens. That's where if you have put good things in from the beginning, it will be good coming out. But when we get up and we grab a big plate of grits and biscuits and whatever else we eat in the morning, then we're making a havoc for the rest of the day, because a lot of that's just going to sit there and try to digest. But it's all that together can't do it. And that's why I talk about that a lot. It's you have to put the right things in the body at the right time to get the right results. Otherwise, you're just creating a farce. And so many times that I've heard people, somebody say something like, well, I like this and I don't like that. If everything that you're eating has sugar in it, you already have a problem. You already have a problem. But if you're putting things in your body that have nutritional value, and that not everything is laden with sugar, you'll be a lot better off. And this is how we keep our bodies healthy, by putting healthy things in. And cleanliness is next to godliness. So if you haven't had a good detox lately, then you should be showing up here to get one, because we have things here that can help you if you want to be helped. If you a person that think that you have it all together and you don't need anything and you can just keep doing what you're doing, uh, we will pray for you. Because if you are not putting healthy food into your body, which you want to be healthy, then eventually it will break down and do a whole lot of different things that you didn't want. Not to pick on anybody whatsoever, but we see, folks that are not elderly people. We see some young folks that come in that have, much too much weight on themselves because of the things they've been eating, and you see it poking out one way or the other. Just, I mean, it's there, and so you can't hide it. And then a person might say, well, I want to do a cleanse, and they'll start it, and it may be a year before you see them again, and you, you ask them, how did it go? And you're looking at them, and they didn't do it. So when things are there that can assist you in getting better, getting well, or you go somewhere because maybe you heard from someone that said, well, go over to the Holistic Health Service, or go over to Dr. Rabb, or go over to Earlene, or go whoever. People come because they hear from others. But then some of those who they hear from the other person that's telling them about some good things that happen, but the person who was getting the information, at that point, they're not always eager to change. Well, I like this. Can I still eat my this? And can I do this? And can I still eat my bacon and eggs and when I'm detoxing, and not in the morning? That's the time when things supposed to be moving through and out, not sitting, going in and resting the rest of the day. And so, when we don't get the proper education and things like that, when we don't do things where we can really understand what we're doing and make sure we're doing the right things, we always get hit behind the eight ball. And so one of the things that I share daily here, well, not daily, but let you know that we have things going on here a lot, and there's Facebook and YouTube. You can see them any day on Facebook and YouTube. You can see them. You can listen to over and over and over, and so there's no excuse to not get some knowledge. It may not be everything you want, or may not be everything you need, but it's time to heed the messages that says, put into thy body what the body needs to keep it whole, keep it healthy, keep it well, and not sick, and not, you filling up the whole room when you walk in because you have eaten a bit too much.
Got 2 questions online.
And someone has a question or two, so we will attempt to answer them.
The age-old carrots natural, something good for eyesight.
Carrots.
Mm-hmm.
Carrot is supposed to have things in them that are positive for the eyebright, and possibly other things also. So it's not just a onesie thing, but it does have benefit. Yes.
And the other one was a lot of this person's friends stopped eating bread. So he was wondering about the question of bread, or if there's any type of bread you can't eat.
Well, too much bread can do anything because all of it stays basically in your stomach area. A lot of and what are they eating the bread with? See, that's another thing, because you can't put all of these starches in your body and expect everything to go right. So if you're going to do bread, and then look at what type of bread are you eating. There's a lot of different things that they call bread. So, but just make sure that whatever you do is the healthiest thing that you can find, and always work on keeping the right, like certain foods can go together and certain ones don't. So don't just throw everything together. Uh, get a little handbook somewhere that teaches you a little bit about how to eat to live, and not living to eat. That's the best thing for anybody can do that, because if you're just doing it on your own and you don't know what you're doing, and you just do what you like because you taste it and you've been doing this for so long, and a lot of the people that come through here, you can see that they need to do some things because the pouches, but we don't, try to browbeat anybody or whatever. Just when they come in and ask for help, then we let them know what we can do to help them. But some of us really know what we need. We need to do something, but we don't want to change because we're still looking at all of these fast foods that they're eating, and they want to keep eating them. And that is really not a good way to go. You can have some things that can be nutritional and still have some life in them, but you have to learn how to put these things together or not put them together, because we can't just throw everything in the pot like this is a melting pot and we're going to dump the whole thing in there. That's not good. Learn how to put the right things in your body at the right time. In fact, our general cleanse is a wonderful way that you can learn how to segregate or separate these things. This program has 7 different items in it, and we don't just throw them all in the bed at the same time. We don't do that. They go step by step. The first part of it goes for actually it goes for 2 weeks before you go to the other part. Then you bring that one in, but you still don't just throw them all together. So there's a way to do things to get positive things that you want, and then there are other ways that people just want to eat. They don't want to hear. They don't even want to talk to you about detoxing. All they want to do is know where the next food is. And so when you don't take care of your body, then the body will let you down. So if you want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, find the right way to eat and how to live your life, get some exercise. All of those things are part of being healthy. But if you think that you can just eat anything and everything whenever you want and however you want, and you're never going to have any problem, well, I will pray for you. But energy is something that we all need, and a lot of people that's listening right now will know some people that don't have any energy. Why? Because they're lying in bed. They're not comatose, but they're not moving around and exercising and all that. Why? Because they've loaded their body up with things that has it logged down. And if you want to be in a healthy state, you have to learn how to be healthy, learn how to do these things, learn how to eat right. And here, this is what we're here to do for the people who come in here, is share with you how you can get your body back. Now, it's up to you to follow, the whatever the paperwork says, and we have paperwork for you. We don't just come in and say, do this, do that, do that. We give you papers paperwork to follow and give you, you know, the right way to do things, and also let you know the wrong way of doing them so you will not get caught up in that. But we really, our people need a lot of encouragement to do the right thing instead of do what tastes good. Taste can get you in trouble, big trouble. And not to say everything, you know, or nothing can have good taste. There are things that have taste that don't have to have sugar in it. But yet I've seen people put sugar in stuff that I said, why are you doing that? I don't like the taste. Well, maybe you don't like the thing at all. Maybe you should leave that alone and find something that your body is you know, can handle. It can put in there and can create some life, because we all, you know, we all want life, but we also want to do all of the fast foods and bad foods and whatever. We want to do all of that. And so as long as you are eating at the trough, then you're going to have problems. And when you get away from the trough and start eating where people instead of animals eat, you'll see some good things happen. It's not that hard, but it takes an effort. If you have been if you've been out doing all the wrong things for all your life, and now you bedridden, sick, you're trying to, you know, find out how you can get well, or you know, and we have folks call and ask for all kinds of questions, and you know, you want to help them, but it's some of them, they just tell you, well, I can't do that. Well, why did you call? You know, if you are looking for, if you're searching for help, then search in an area where the person may have some possibility of helping you. Otherwise, what's the point? And you know, nobody is. We're very friendly people here. We believe in helping whoever we can help. But you know, we're not going to twist your arm. We're not going to browbeat you. We're just going to give you the paperwork and say, this is how you do this. This is how this happens. This is how this happens. And if you want to get your life back, you give it time to clean up your body, and you can have it back. Well, how long this is only what, 3 weeks? No, some of them say in 3 days. But no, it's this is something that's real. This is not a joke. And so if you love yourself, I think we're getting close to the time here.
You get 9 minutes.
So anyway, we have people come in with all kind of notions, you know, because there are people who are in trouble, they're hurting, and you think, well, I think they want to get better, and possibly they should be wanting to do that. But when you walk into a facility and the people are there that's dealing with natural health, and you start asking questions about, or talking about, I don't like that, I don't like, why did you come in? If you're not ready to do right, then, you know, wait till you get ready, because we don't want to upset anybody by telling them how to be healthy, you know, but if those who want to be, then that's what we're there for. But I've heard over the years, I've heard that same sound, but I don't like that. I don't like this. And so what? Why did you come here? This is what we do. This is what we do because we work to help people get well. We're not dealing with all of these things that you want to be swilling down that's going to make you more sick than you were. Life is a precious commodity, folks. If you don't do something to save your own life, then what? Then you're looking for somebody else to take care of you. It's your responsibility. Your responsibility. And there are times that we've had people come that were asking for a certain program, and that program was one that we don't even use anymore, because the people we used to get it from, they can't get it now. You see, there's some things out there that certain entities don't want you to have, because you're not violating anything necessarily, but you may be cutting into their money tree. We're looking at, doing things that's going to help people turn their life around, regardless of what their problem. There are a lot of people that we talk about cancer, we talk about stuff like that. Well, cancer is a wake-up call. It's not a killer, but we call it one because it's the way we eat, what we pile into our body, and what we don't get out of it, and what we, should be putting in our body to feed the body. We don't do that. Now, over the years, numerous people have come through here and other places that I've worked in and traveled to and whatever. And not once did I ever tell somebody, we're going to cure your cancer. I mean, talk about it. It's if you put the right things in the body and let the body flush the garbage out, and all of the different things, and the way we do our programs, a lot of people have gotten better. But did everybody? No, because some, you see them once and you don't ever see them again. You don't know what to do. But I will say that there were lots of people, and there was still some that come into this facility and tell you that. They said, so and so did this, or I had this and that. And that makes you feel good, because you help somebody. But if if you just throw in a slab of something at somebody just to make them feel better, and you're not helping them, that is not what we do. So, we love people, but people need to love themselves. And if you are a person that don't know anything about natural medicine, you don't know anything about plant-based nutrition and all those, then be open to being taught how. Because we have people right now, folks are getting better, and they come in and hug you and all of that. But then there are others that say, well, I can't eat like that. How do you know? You haven't been eating that way. How do you know you can't? Well, I know I like this, I like that. But don't you want to be well? Or you want to be just like you are forever? And sometimes you get the questions you weren't looking for. Well, I don't like that, and I can't eat this, and I can't. Those are the kinds of things that stop us from getting better, because we want to keep doing what we've been doing and getting the same results, but we want a different result, but we're not willing to work for it or work at it. So keep in mind that a stitch in time saves 9. And that was one of my mother's favorite things, and she didn't care if it was talking about your clothes or your food. Stitch in time saves 9. And on the farm, we was eating a lot of things that we raised right there on the farm. And yeah, we had animals. In the country, yes, we had animals. But they didn't come from a meat market. They came from the market right there on the plantation. Well, it wasn't a major plantation. We had several water, several things where we raised our animals and whatever. But they were all plant-based animals. They didn't get all of the stuff that a lot of these animals get out here now, eating some of everything, and you're eating them. So be aware of what life is. Be aware of what the body's needs are. How do you live in a body and get into an age and you don't have a clue as to what's what. Because there's a lot you can learn about the body if you just do a little studying. And then you learn, I had to start there. I mean, I started this at the age of 30. I think I was 35. Prior to that, I was eating everything that most of you were. But I changed because it made sense. And it still makes sense. And I still enjoy helping people when they, when they act like they want to be helped. But if they start telling me what to do, then I go back to my quarters where I can put some more products together, because that would be something worthwhile doing. But just somebody that, well, I don't like this and I don't like that and all these, no, I'm not the one. That's why I have a good person here working with me, because she will listen to some of that on the light side. And me, I'm 80 years old now, 80 years young. I don't be taking all that. No, I'm still a nice guy, and I will help anybody that I can. But
It's all love.
it's time to go. It's if you have, again, Facebook and YouTube, Dr. Rabb, you can listen to these things over and over and over. Peace and love.
I don't eat no meat, no dairy, no